powerful winter storm swept across the United States yesterday, bringing heavy snowfall, freezing temperatures, and widespread disruption from the Central Plains to the East Coast. Meteorologists are calling it one of the most intense snowstorms of the season, affecting transportation, electricity supply, and daily life for millions of Americans. From Texas and Oklahoma in the south to New York and New England in the northeast, vast regions experienced relentless snowfall and dangerously cold winds. Roads turned into sheets of ice, airports shut down operations, and authorities urged residents to stay indoors as conditions worsened throughout the day. Storm system expands across the nation. The winter system began forming over the Rocky Mountains before rapidly intensifying as it moved eastward. By early morning yesterday, thick snow clouds covered major parts of the Midwest. Within hours, heavy snow reached densely populated areas, creating near whiteout conditions in several states. Meteorological agencies warned that the storm carried a combination of heavy snow, freezing rain, and severe wind chill. In some areas, snowfall accumulation reached record levels within a short period, overwhelming road maintenance crews and emergency services. Weather experts explained that Arctic air from northern Canada pushed deep into the United States, colliding with warm moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. This rare combination fueled the storm's rapid growth, creating extreme conditions over a vast area. Transportation paralysis. One of the most immediate impacts of the storm was on transportation networks. Thousands of domestic and international flights were canceled or delayed as airports struggled to clear runways. Major hubs in Chicago, Dallas, Denver, and New York reported significant disruption. Highways across multiple states were closed due to ice-covered surfaces and near-zero visibility. Long lines of stranded vehicles were reported in rural areas where snowplows had difficulty reaching. Public transport systems in several cities reduced service or stopped completely for safety reasons. Authorities repeatedly warned drivers to avoid unnecessary travel. Emergency responders worked through the night to assist motorists trapped in snowbanks or involved in weather-related accidents. Power outages and infrastructure damage. As strong winds accompanied the snowfall, trees and power lines collapsed in many neighborhoods. Utility companies reported large-scale electricity outages affecting hundreds of thousands of households. Repair crews faced difficult conditions as they worked to restore power in freezing temperatures. In some areas, residents relied on generators and emergency heating systems. Local governments opened warming shelters for people without power or adequate heating. Fire departments responded to an increase in calls related to heating equipment malfunctions and frozen pipes. Telecommunication networks also faced disruptions, making it harder for families to contact loved ones during the storm. Schools and businesses shut down. With roads unsafe and temperatures dropping sharply, many school districts announced closures. Universities and offices switched to remote operations where possible. Retail businesses in affected areas closed early as employees struggled to commute safely. Major sporting events and public gatherings were postponed. The economic impact of the storm is expected to be significant, especially in logistics, retail, and transportation sectors. Emergency declarations and government response. Several state governors declared states of emergency to mobilize National Guard units and unlock federal assistance. Emergency management agencies distributed supplies such as blankets, food, and water to affected communities. Local authorities issued continuous updates through radio, television, and online platforms, advising residents to prepare emergency kits and avoid outdoor exposure unless absolutely necessary. Health officials also warned about the dangers of hypothermia and frostbite due to extreme cold. Hospitals prepared for an influx of weather-related injuries. Climate experts weigh in. Climate scientists note that extreme winter events are becoming more unpredictable. While global temperatures rise overall, shifting atmospheric patterns can produce sudden and intense cold outbreaks. Experts suggest that infrastructure must adapt to handle more extreme and unexpected weather conditions in the future. Community efforts and human stories. Despite the chaos, stories of cooperation emerged. Neighbors helped push stranded cars, volunteers delivered food to elderly residents, and local shelters provided warmth to those in need. Social media filled with images of snow-covered cities, rescue efforts, and acts of kindness. In several towns, emergency sirens and loudspeaker announcements urged residents to check on vulnerable neighbors. Community groups organized online to coordinate assistance and share updates. Outlook for the coming days. Meteorologists forecast that the storm will gradually move toward the Atlantic, but lingering snowfall and freezing temperatures will remain for at least another 24 to 48 hours in some regions. Authorities are preparing for a second wave of icy rain in select areas, which could worsen road conditions further. Airports and rail operators are working to resume normal schedules, though delays may continue for days. Utility companies warn that power restoration in remote areas could take longer. Conclusion. Yesterday's snowstorm demonstrated once again the immense power of nature and the vulnerability of modern infrastructure. As millions cope with freezing temperatures, transportation chaos, and power outages, emergency services continue working tirelessly to restore normal life. Officials urge residents to remain cautious, follow weather updates, and assist neighbors where possible. While the storm will eventually pass, its impact will be remembered as one of the most disruptive winter events of the year.